In the small town of Akure, Nigeria, a young boy named Tunde was left alone in the world after his parents' mysterious death. The townsfolk whispered about the strange circumstances surrounding their demise. Some said they were killed by a rival cult, while others claimed they were victims of a deadly curse. Tunde was only 5 years old, but the trauma of that event would stay with him forever. Tunde was taken in by the local orphanage, where he was met with cold indifference. The caretakers were cruel, and the other children were either too scared or too hardened to show any kindness. Tunde's days were filled with endless chores, and his nights were spent crying himself to sleep. Little did he know, his life was about to take a dark turn. One day, a wealthy man named Chief Alex visited the orphanage. He was a mysterious figure, rumored to be involved in occult practices. Tunde was chosen to be his new son, and he was taken to Chief Alex's grand mansion on the outskirts of town. The opulence was overwhelming, but Tunde's excitement was short-lived. Chief Osun revealed his true intentions: to train Tunde in the dark arts. Tunde was taught how to manipulate and control others, using ancient incantations and rituals. He was forced to participate in twisted ceremonies, and his mind was slowly corrupted. The once innocent boy was now a pawn in Chief Alex's sinister game. As the years passed, Tunde became a master of the dark arts. He took over Chief Alex's empire, amassing wealth and influence. People trembled at the mention of his name, and he reveled in the fear he inspired. But with each passing day, Tunde felt himself losing his grip on humanity. The first time Tunde performed the Coffin Ritual, he was paired with a beautiful woman named Rita. She was Chief Alex's niece, and Tunde was both repelled and attracted to her. As they lay affectionately in the coffin, surrounded by the dead, Tunde felt an otherworldly energy coursing through his veins. He was torn between his revulsion and his desire for power. Tunde married a beautiful woman named Amaka, who was oblivious to his dark past. She was kind and gentle, and for a moment, Tunde thought he could leave his sinister life behind. But the call of the Coffin Ritual was too strong, and he was forced to continue his dark practices in secret. Despite their wealth and influence, Tunde and Amaka were unable to have children. The doctors said it was a medical impossibility, but Tunde knew the truth. His dark past had cursed him. He became increasingly desperate, seeking out twisted solutions to his problem. As Tunde's desperation grew, so did the consequences of his actions. He lost his grip on reality, and his relationships began to fray. Amaka grew distant, and Tunde's business partners started to betray him. The once mighty empire began to crumble, and Tunde was powerless to stop it. One fateful night, Tunde's world came crashing down. Amaka discovered his dark secret and left him, taking what was left of his wealth and reputation. Tunde was left alone, his empire in ruins. He realized too late that his thirst for power had cost him everything that truly mattered. In his darkest moment, Tunde had an epiphany. He realized that he had been living a lie and that the darkness had consumed him completely. He knew he had to make a change, but the question was, could he find redemption? Tunde began his search for redemption, seeking out a way to escape the darkness that had defined his life. He wandered the streets, feeling lost and alone, until he stumbled upon a small church. The congregation welcomed him with open arms, and for the first time in his life, Tunde felt a sense of belonging. As Tunde delved deeper into his faith, he discovered a power greater than any dark magic. He learned to forgive himself and others, and slowly the chains of his past began to break. The darkness still lingered, but Tunde knew he had found a new path to follow. Tunde felt an inexplicable pull to become a minister, to help others who had walked the same dark path he had. He enrolled in seminary, pouring his heart and soul into his studies. The once occultist was now a student of the Word. As Tunde prepared to take the pulpit, he faced his greatest test of faith. A mysterious illness struck him down, and doctors gave him only months to live. Tunde knew this was his chance to prove his devotion to God. Miraculously, Tunde was healed, and his faith was stronger than ever. He took the pulpit, preaching a message of redemption and hope. People from all walks of life flocked to hear him, and soon his church was overflowing. But not everyone was pleased with Tunde's newfound faith. Chief Alex, his former mentor, appeared at the church, furious that Tunde had abandoned the dark arts. A confrontation ensued, with Tunde refusing to back down. With the support of his congregation, Tunde stood firm against Chief Osun's taunts. The once feared occultist was now a shadow of his former self, and Tunde knew he had truly found victory. Years passed and Tunde's church flourished. He became a respected leader in the community, known for his wisdom and compassion. But as he looked out at the faces in his congregation, he knew his work was far from over. Tunde began to mentor young men and women, teaching them the ways of the Lord and warning them about the dangers of the dark arts. He saw himself in them and knew that his legacy depended on their success. One day, a mysterious figure appeared at the church. It was Rita, the woman who had shared the coffin with Tunde all those years ago. She had come to claim him, to bring him back to the darkness. But Tunde was ready. With fierce determination, Tunde stood against Rita's powers. The air was electric with tension as the two engaged in a spiritual battle. In the end, Tunde emerged victorious, but not without scars. As Tunde looked out at his congregation, he knew his time on this earth was coming to an end. But he was at peace, knowing that his legacy would live on through the countless lives he had touched. With his final breath, Tunde passed the torch to his protege, a young man named David. The church mourned Tunde's passing, but they knew his work would continue. David took the pulpit, his voice ringing out with a message of hope and redemption. The church entered a new era, one built on the foundation Tunde had laid. As the years went by, the darkness that had once threatened to consume Tunde's town began to recede. The people lived in peace, their hearts filled with the light of the Lord. Tunde's memory lived on, a testament to the power of redemption. His story inspired generations to come, a reminder that no matter how dark the past may be, there is always hope for a brighter future. And so, Tunde's legacy continued, a shining beacon of light in a world filled with darkness. His story would live on forever, a reminder of the transformative power of faith and redemption.
Thank you for being part of this journey. If you found value in this content, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and spread the word by sharing with those who matter most to you. Your support means everything.